Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com.
Ones, empaths. What you gotta understand about this narcissist involved in your life is, when they set out on their journey to go with a new supply, or they line up a new supply or something like that, they're not looking for your qualities, right? Initially, they're not looking for your qualities, right? And some of these narcissists that are involved in your life, they get infatuated with the new supply. I'm not trying to trigger any of you now, but they get infatuated. They think they found something better. Sometimes they'll go through with a discard or a reverse discard, and they think they found something better, or they deserve better, or they can, what happens is, because they get used to the way that you treat them, they get used to your potent supply, they get a bit, how can I put it? They make dreadful mistakes, right? They make dreadful mistakes. They make rash decisions. They think that other people in this world will treat them the way you do. But basically, so this is how it is, they're not generally looking for your qualities in someone else. But very quickly, they'll soon discover that these new supplies that they've run into are lacking, right? They're lacking, One is because these new supplies they run into aren't empaths or chosen ones, right? So they don't feel that same draw towards the light that they felt with you. They don't feel that same draw. Also, these people don't have the same qualities that you have. Chosen ones are blessed to have wonderful qualities, a beautiful aura, and chosen ones and empaths keep, even if your supply does get depleted through the relationship, it does keep the narcissist sustained. It generally keeps the narcissist sustained. So the narcissist finds themselves in a bit of a dilemma. They've burnt bridges with you. They're with this new supply. The timeline of when they get the realization differs. Sometimes they've got really involved with these new supplies. Other times they haven't got so involved and they've realized, But either way, it doesn't really matter. They get this realization at some point in time that, this new supply is not equating to what you used to provide for them, and they're not on your level. So the narcissist starts to have a self-absorbed regret, thinking that they've made a bad decision for their life. They'll start to realize this. And because some of them will reach out with a declaration of love or a hoover, some baiting form of hoover, because they've known they've made a mistake. But many of them are very stubborn, many of them are very stubborn, and they don't want to let the power dynamic shift. For example, if they're the one that discarded you or reverse discarded you, they don't want to make you aware. It means more to them not to make you aware that they're actually suffering, So a lot of them will play stubborn. I made a video yesterday about how the narcissist does a reverse hoover through being silent. So they're fully conscious of the fact. If you want to check out that video, it may be useful to you. But they're fully conscious. But try and watch this one first if you can. But they're fully conscious of the fact that them maintaining their silence could be having adverse effects on you, right? It could be having negative effects on you. Them with the new supply, they're thinking, okay, maybe if they glorify the new supply on social media or whatnot, you're not going to switch on to the fact that they're suffering. But it all comes down to knowing your self-worth and your value and the positive qualities that you have as a chosen one and an empath, and the fact of the matter is they're not going to find this in other individuals. So, it differs in the timeline of when they get their awakening, but their realization, should I say. They get a realization that they made a dreadful mistake, and that this new supply doesn't equate to their former supply, which is you, the chosen one, an empath. And they get this realization, and they'll be stubborn with their actions. Please press the like and subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Help with the algorithm, just like this video showed up for you. Help it show up for someone else in the community. So like I said, they'll most likely they'll be stubborn. And what do they do in this situation? This is when the narcissist, starts to attempt at least to try and instill some of your qualities in the new supply, which that fails miserably. So they'll start trying to instill, your qualities in the new supply. They could be trying to, they'll try and change them into you, They're very manipulative. Narcissists are very manipulative in nature, but it's highly likely they're up against someone who's manipulative as well, right? And is not going to be coherent with them trying to shift them to be someone else. And even if they was with someone who's coherent and listens to them and is able to get manipulated, you can't change, someone into someone else, right? But the narcissist is so stubborn that they'll attempt to do this. But through their pursuit of attempting to do this, trying to change someone else, this presents the fact that this person lacks even more. It makes it more apparent for them. They're trying to change someone into something else, in a myriad of ways, in all of the ways that you can imagine, from the bedroom to the way you talk, to the way you dress, to anything, right? Etc. etc. They'll try and change this because they're accustomed to the way that you treated them, right? That's what you got to understand about a narcissist that was involved in your life. They're accustomed to the way the chosen one, empath, treated them. So they want to get, they set out on this journey to get that and more. And they've gone on this journey and they've got less than they even anticipated with these new suppliers. So they're either, it depends on how the narcissist feels, but some of them will discard the new supply or cut off the new supply, reverse discard the new supply and go on with the search. Other ones will cling to the new supply. That's why some of you might see them in a long-term relationship with this new supply, even longer than you was in a relationship with them. And that might start to make you question, like, why are they with them so long? It's because they're desperate. They don't want to be alone. They're getting older. They know they don't have the same charm that they used to have. They don't have the same ability to manipulate to the degree that they used to manipulate. So sometimes I've heard of, I've spoken to victims of narcissistic abuse that they've gone off with the new supply and they've kind of not settled down with the new supply, but they've stuck to the new supply, and that's out of sheer desperation. But other ones will continue the search, looking for these qualities that you had in other suppliers, and they come up against a brick wall every time and they fail miserably. They're not going to find what you had in other people. This causes them frustration, depression, anxiety, stress, and the more and more time proceeds, they realize that, they're getting even more distant from you. They're ruminating about, have you forgot about them? Have you moved on to someone new? They're probably checking your social media to make sure that you haven't moved on to someone new, or if you have moved on to someone new, and they get really frustrated, because the very thing that they looked down upon, which was you towards the end of the relationship, the very thing that they thought they could do better than, or they deserve more, is the very thing they're desiring now in these other people. And this causes them they have an inability to pair bond anyway, but with this factor of them searching for you and others, this makes it even more difficult for them to form a bond with someone new, because they're trying to form a bond with someone on the basis of what you used to provide. So it's a difficult situation for them to be in, and they fail miserably. These narcissists that are involved in your life fail miserably at this attempt,
And this is a lifelong work. This is a lifelong work for them, you know, trying to find a new supply that equates to your level, and they're never gonna find it. They're never gonna find someone that did the things you did, that loved them the way that you did, that was as loyal and truthful. You know, they run into problems with these new suppliers where they can't trust them, where the new suppliers toxic as well, and the new suppliers may be not loyal like you was, and you know, they can't trust the new suppliers to the same degree they could trust you, and they run in a whole heap of drama in their everyday life with this new supply anyway. So you just need to understand that it fails miserably. This attempt to try and find you in another person fails miserably. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but if you would like to donate to the channel or contribute to the channel, you can always find a link in the description box. If you'd like to check out the spiritual channel, I'm covering narcissism from a more spiritual aspect on that channel. I'm going to continue to do that daily. So if you want to check out that channel and subscribe if you want to, I would appreciate that. But before I go, I want to bring something to your attention. Few things to your attention. I've launched a new free community forum on the membership website. It's open for everyone to use to build, expand and connect with fellow survivors. I'm looking at the longevity of the forum, as I should have created one when I first launched the membership site. I'm also running one-to-one sessions. If you want tailor-made advice and me to shed some light on your issues, you can always reach out. The empath group meeting is coming up on the 28th, and there is a new WhatsApp and Telegram group created for survivors to stay in touch. Lastly, if you want crisis email support and a plan of action, the links for all I've mentioned in the description box below. And if you'd like to know more about the reverse Hoover, how a narcissist goes silent to get you back, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.